Here we are on the Euro Yen 5 range, and we have a potential head and shoulders setting up. We have just had a violation here to the downside, and I'm looking at the market coming up to the 132 flat, and then I'll be looking for selling opportunities, a lower low, lower close coming down into this level of structure. If I just go to the 60-minute time frame and remove these VS1 levels, you'll actually see that we're at the 132 flat. We've gone overbought at 93, and we're right up at the top of the structure level here after a major rally. So we could see this reaction here and this move lower, and we'll come back and see whether or not I can get filled. Little update on this trade. Still not got an entry yet, but here we are on the 5-minute, and what I wanted to do was just show you that we're getting the retracement here for the head and shoulders. We are coming up to that projected 132 flat. I'm just going to go to the 60-minute because it's just gone 3 o'clock, and I want to see how the hourly candle has closed. And okay, so we've not put in a lower low, lower close, but we've held that level. Let's go back to the 5 range. And the RSI hasn't gone overbought. There is this little shelf here. This is not the right shoulder for me. The right shoulder needs to go a lot deeper, like this is doing right now. And so what I'm simply just going to do is just wait and see if we get that lower low, lower close, and I will then be able to play for an AB equals CD pattern. So starting to see just a little bit of a rejection there as we hit that 132 flat. Potential targets then will be 130, 154. So let me just go back out to the 60-minute time frame. This is a slanted neckline, so I quite like these because it's slanting in the direction that we intend on going. And I'm just looking at where the structure line comes in here. We're actually coming in just above the closes of the candle on the 60-minute, which is fantastic for me. Let's have a look what it looks like on the 240. Exactly the same as well. We're not taking profits at the close of the candles, we're taking it in the wicks, so perfectly happy with that. Let's go back to the 5 range. And if we can put in this rejection candle here, what will this look like in terms of risk? We'd probably get an entry down here, so 22 pips of risk for 32, so just over a 1-to-1. Okay, we'll wait. We'll come back when if I get an order here. Okay, I have just got my order. It worked out perfectly. We came up to the 132 flat, saw the rejection candle, had the lower low, lower close. Now in terms of stop, I want to make sure my stop is above this left shoulder. The ATR is currently 5, 3. Okay, so I'm going to go an extra 2 pips above the high. Targets we've already worked out at the completion of the AB equals CD pattern. So here we go. We are in the trade in terms of the risk. Let's make that red. Okay, and in terms of reward, we are looking like that. So this is just a 1 in 1 out here. We had quite a big rally on the hourly, and I'm looking at this as being simply a small pullback. I have no projection beyond that level, so here we are. $22 for 34. We'll come back and hopefully see the targets being hit. And a little update on this trade. Looks as though we're just about to be stopped out of it. 1 pip away from my stops here. Real shame. We're not out yet, obviously, but what we did was we saw the pullback, and we're now heading up. Looks like we could be putting in an AB equals CD pattern up there. Yep, right where we are now. Just above the left shoulder. And so in this instance, if we were to come lower, and if I'm not stopped out of this trade, then in this scenario I would only be looking at the completion of an AB equals CD pattern anyway. Just to explain that, these head and shoulders you can play for a retest of the start of the pole down here, but there are situations where I will not do that and I will only play for an AB equals CD pattern, and one of those reasons is if we break the structure level here and we've violated the top left shoulder, which we have done here, that would indicate to me that we're not going to see a massive extension. Of course, we've come 1 pip away here from my stop loss. We've violated that 132 flat, which is something I didn't think we'd do. But then again, we never know exactly what's going to happen in trading. It's unpredictable. All we can do is play the percentages. But I'll come back to this trade and finish the video off with it either hitting my stop loss or hitting my targets.